Third and final topic today. We have a article from CBS Sports. Shout out to the guys over at CBS Sports. David Cobb, Isaac Trotter, and Cam Salerno. They do great work over there. Appreciate everything they do. Also, I say this every time we talk Isaac Trotter on this podcast. That boy can hoop. All right, I just want everyone to know he can go. They did a little bit of a tag team article here where they talked the splashiest roster additions for 2025 and 2026. And there were some of the names on here that you typically see as far as being the splashiest ad, and I just kind of want to go through here. They had six. I believe they had six different guys choose. So Gary Parrish picked AJ DeBanza for BYU. Matt Norlander picked Cam Boozer for Duke. For let's see, Kyle Boone picked Yaxel Lendenborg for Michigan, and we have David Cobb who picked Nate Ament for Tennessee, and Cam Salerno picked Darren Peterson for Kansas, and Isaac Trotter picked Boogie Fland, being added to Florida. Very fun article. Highly suggest everyone heads over to CBS Sports and reads that. Agree with all their ads. What I want to do, Riley, is I want to come up with our own six total of the splashiest ads of the offseason. Now, I want to get a little cute here, a little cutesy, a little silly, perhaps, a little silly face here, perhaps. Um, Obviously you have the best players getting added. That's going to be great, right? But I want to talk splashy ads that maybe are a little bit, for the people who think JID is a really good rapper. Who are the splashiest ads of the college basketball offseason? Sound good?
Sounds great to me. I kind of had this bit prepared where I do a Greg impersonation at this juncture, if you want me to go ahead.
Please.
Cart, you know a thing or two about making big splashes, don't you?
That's so well done. I really hope everyone does appreciate that. And I say, yeah, I do.
Now back to me, my thoughts here. Like you're saying, with the getting a little cute, a little silly with our splashiest ads. The way that I'm approaching this is thinking more so these ads are more, let's say, indispensable to this team's success. This maybe it's a roster that would be lackluster without these particular players on them. Because with all due respect to the CBS crew, this was pretty much a list of five of the best 10 players in college basketball. With some of these ads, I want to go off the beaten path a little bit and look at some teams where it's like, hey, this roster's fine, but adding this piece really gets them over the edge and makes them either a tournament team or even a contender to make a run come March.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so I want to come up with six total. We can like work together. Maybe we have three that we want to do ourselves, but I want to come up with three with six collectively. That work for you?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, just throwing out names, but also I feel like this should make the six. I feel like Oscar Clough should be in this for Purdue, just given the significance of like what he brings to that team. He brings the rebounding, the size that they need. And like you're looking at a team that has national title hopes and aspirations, and Clough might be like that missing piece that kind of gets them to that point. I think we had a discussion the other day where Clough was talking about how like he loves the family feel of Purdue and like he's gonna immerse himself in the culture. You look back to 2 years ago, Lance Jones was like that guy that like the fan base loved, transfer, and he was like the linchpin kind of like connecting piece. I feel like Oscar Clough could have some of that same type stuff. So I would like to have Oscar Clough on this list.
I agree with you there. I think that fits that criteria that I even looked at this, where last year Purdue's a 4 seed, get to the Sweet 16. Hee hee hoo hoo, fun season, but they have bigger dreams than West Lafayette, and he is that piece that makes him a true national title contender. For my first selection, I want to go with Tunde Yesufu, sorry. When I look at this Baylor team, this roster is not really up to par with recent Scott Drew units, especially in the backcourt. He's gotten very used to having NBA guys coming through his system, whether it's VJ Edgecombe, whether it's Keontae George before him. And I look at Yesufu as the guy who gives them at least some of that pedigree, one of the guys who you can lean on and say, hey, that's our lottery pick. And maybe he's the one who can keep them in either Big 12 contention, although I still have questions to really put them in that. But I
Mm.
think he is good enough to almost single handedly will them to the tournament if all else fails.
I like that. I like that pick. I think that he is, and also like given that team makeup too. Like I feel like he's going to be asked to do a lot. So
Right.
I think it is going to be, and I just love his game. So I really like that pick. This other one for me is of importance, but I feel like it should be here just given the exercise. I want to put Jaden Quaintance on this list. you're adding a
Uh,
transfer that's a possible top 10 draft pick. Like
mhm.
that's when we talk splashy, that's it doesn't get much splashier than that, I must say. I would like to add Jaden Quaintance to this list.
I think Quaintance fits. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think when you factor in what he could be if he hits his ceiling, it transforms what this Kentucky team is. Because you're
Right.
looking at someone, I know Kentucky fans felt a lot of frustration with Brandon Garrison last year, whether it was the fouls or just some maybe some mentally frustrating plays that Garrison would make whenever Quaintance can get healthy, if he is right, I mean, you just the way he moves, does he should not be 6'9", 240. He moves like a guard, great instincts, supreme shot blocker. I like that. I think he could transform the outlook for this team.
All right, I like that. All right, look, throwing some other names out there that I think are going to be big difference makers for the teams. Obviously, Donovan Dent is a name we could think about in this one. I think
Mm-hmm.
Andrei Stojakovic might even need a shout here, just as far as like what he could be as the number one option for that team. Hashtag my guy. Jaleel Bethea is going to be splashy. I don't care what anybody says. God damn it, he's going to be good. Um, yeah, I don't know if is there any other ones like some under the radar ones like Nick Boyd being good for Wisconsin. I don't know if that or maybe a Creighton guy, a Blake Harper perhaps.
Yeah, I was thinking about Harper. Okay, so the three we have for sure that we want on there, you said Clough, Yesufu,
Yes, Sabu and Quinn.
Quaintance. I think Dent belongs. He transforms the outlook for this UCLA team. It means a smaller role for Sky Clark where you're not leaning on him to create as much. And I think he's probably better as a secondary guy anyway. And having someone who can put pressure on the rim like Dent, really good passer, I think makes life easier on two play finisher type glue guys with both Eric Daly Jr. and Tyler Bilodeau. I believe he belongs.
Yeah, I like that pick. Two spots left here. Is there anyone that sticks out to you that deserves a spot here for sure?
I'm leaving here with something. I'm getting either Luka Bogovac or Caleb Wilson on this list.
I'll give you Caleb Wilson.
Let's go. I get so much hate from UNC fans saying, "Oh, you're always down on the team. You're always negative. The sleepers guys are dragging UNC." Well, here you go. I'm gassing up Caleb Wilson and his importance on this
Hey, I'm
team.
a Caleb Wilson guy.
I'm glad we're locked in on
Honestly,
that.
I'm a Tar Heel guy. I'm just not a certain guy that we don't have to stay here. But moving on, we have one spot left on our list. I threw out like Andrei Stojakovic. I
Mhm.
honestly maybe Blake Harper.
Okay, there's a couple things here. Harper would be the pick for a Twinsky Monday episode.
It would be.
I think there's a chance that there's one guy who might be even more of a Twinsky pick, and that's Rodney Rice and what he could be for USC.
I don't know if they're gonna be good.
I know, but if they're good, it'll be because of Rodney Rice.
All right, let's get no one's stopping us. Let's go, Rodney Rice.
Do you feel good about Rice over Harper?
No, honestly, I want Stojakovic over Rice.
Ah, man, Stojakovic is really good. Okay, let's. These are our three contenders: Stojakovic, Harper, Rice. Harper, to me, the splash is there because he brings a level of athleticism and rebounding to a team in Creighton that I think desperately needs it and has sort of lacked that in recent years outside of Kalkbrenner. It's nice to get that from a position who's not your five man too. That would be his case. Stojakovic is the sure thing where it's like we've seen this dude be productive in a power conference game, and you're not just relying on all these imports to hit. Rodney Rice is truly just a fan favorite between the two of us, and I believe he got his paper, his Skrilla, if you will, to go to USC. And if they are good, it is because Rodney Rice is the alpha dog in the backcourt. Stojakovic feels like the safest and the one that was the biggest splash at the time.
How about this? Stojakovic at 6, and two honorable mentions that will be put on the graphic as well: Rodney Rice and Blake Harper.
Genius marketing skills on your part.
Listen, there was a one time when I took a marketing class for 2 classes and then I dropped it, but I picked up something in those 48 hours of class.
Cart, were you sitting in the front row of class back then? Or was this
Uh,
still
hey, never ever forget that it's when you're required to sit in the front of the class and you're as massive a human being as me and you go to a small liberal arts school and you tweet with your unprotected tweets that your coach is high as hell if you think you're sitting in the front of the class, you will get in trouble for it, Carter. If I could go back and shake you, I would, son. But our
Did
list,
you did you actually get in trouble for that tweet?
yes. Well,
For the listeners who don't know, do you want them to know what exactly the tweet said?
it was something along the lines of my coach is crazy as hell if he thinks I'm sitting in the front row of a 9 a.m. geology class.
What was the punishment?
A lot of running, a lot of running. Which, by the way, one of the great under things of going to a D3 college when you got in disciplinary issues, you just ran a lot. I was in unreal shape because I was a knucklehead. I was in nasty shape though because I was always running. All right, our list: Oscar Clough, Tunde Yasafu, Jaden Quaintance, Donovan Dent, Caleb Wilson, Andre Stojakovic. Honorable mention: Rodney Rice and Blake Harper. I like that list.
It's a great list. There's no other way I envisioned that playing out.
Flashy, silly, everything you need.